There's my cup. Currently cup. My other cup is a rabbit cup, and I did in part of my neuro-linguistic programming training, I think right around the end of 1992 or the beginning of 1993, I did a kind of like a spirit quest internal journey, guided meditation internal journey to discover my power animal. It was a great weekend. I'm not laughing at the weekend. It was a very powerful, seemingly profound experience at that time. But I remember, being in this place, maybe a park or something that we had walked into, and, out there searching for our power animal. When I found out my power animal was a bunny rabbit, I was really disappointed. And after, during the lunch break, I carried my disappointment with me into the world, and I walked away from the place we were having the meeting, and I came across a park, and I walked through the park, and the park was literally covered with bunny rabbits. And I had an awakening. Like, they're soft, they're fluffy, but they're powerful. So here I am now, a YouTube influencer who goes by Steve, the bunny rabbit. A lot of power there. I wanted to be a Jaguar or a Mercedes. Okay. So I'm in one of those spaces today. So these are interesting spaces to me, and they might be for you as well. So I'm going to make this video about this morning and what happened, and I wrote about it while it was happening. There is a saying that has come to me this moment. All the news that's fit to print. And I'm going to allow the words to come through me and see if they are fit to print. I can feel the changes taking place in me. Although there is no visible cocoon spun around me, I feel as if I'm inside something that is causing a transformation. And I was feeling this, I'm going off track, but I was feeling this earlier when I wrote these words, but I'm feeling this more right now as I read the words. So you may feel this happening as I read about it happening. Although there is no visible cocoon spun around me, I feel inside something that is causing a transformation. I've noticed in my conversations at home that the world outside may be coming undone. I notice that I'm slowly losing many of my opinions. The idea keeps dawning on me that it is my projection of my habitually held view of the world that keeps reproducing that world. I'm going to read that again. The idea keeps dawning on me that it is my projection of my habitually held view of the world that keeps reproducing that world. Two things have happened recently. There has been a conference going on in one of the small towns on this island. And it's about people who are being trained to coordinate the activities of various Rudolf Steiner schools around the globe. The woman renting the house next to mine is attending. And we met and talked in the driveway we share and discovered that she is coordinating the school in Ann Arbor, Michigan, where my 3 children went to school. And when I read those words, I felt pain in my heart. Now, I'm going off the script. I'm just letting you know that this may be something you might feel. I didn't feel it when I wrote this. I'm feeling it now. I discovered that she is coordinating the school in Ann Arbor, Michigan, where my 3 children went to school. She later invited me to a party at the home, and I found myself there as a practitioner of transparent communication. I'm just going to, and I'm going off the script again, and I'm just going to feel for a moment this pain in my heart. And I feel like this pain in my heart relates to my pain in not having the relationship with my children that I dreamed of having as they grew through the years. And I've held this pain since literally the time of the announcement of the divorce that her mother and I were going to go through. That was announced in 2000 and completed in 2001, where the relationship I had with them was injured, and we all closed up to each other and just went inside and held that pain. And I'm letting it go right now. That was a bonus round. Now I'm going back to the script. I found myself at this party as a practitioner of transparent communication, and I watched and listened as one after another of the people opened up their lives and interests to me. We use a word in transparent communication called attuned. I attuned to these people as they spoke with me. And yesterday, I attended a transparent communication practice group online. And as I entered the triad, which is a group of 3 people to listen and reflect with each other, I noticed a strong reaction. Before I even got into this group of 3, I felt my mind and body begin withdrawing before I had even entered the room. And I reminded myself that I was in a practice group. Then I attuned to another. So I opened myself to hearing the words of another spoken to me, and I opened myself to receiving those words. So I attuned to another who acted out for me some ways in which I communicate that are not transparent. I watched myself judge myself while listening to another, and how I withdraw my awareness from those things I see in another that I reject within myself. And you might be feeling something now, and I'm going to read it again to see if you want to feel it more. I want to feel it more. I watched myself judge myself while listening to another. And I realized how I withdraw my awareness from things I see in another that I reject within myself. I'm just breathing into that. I saw something and this is going off the page. I saw something that was very painful for me to see. And it was an awakening. Now I'm back on the script. When I spoke during my turn to speak, I became aware of others' desire to fix me, make me right, or make it right is what I wrote, and offer the help they thought I needed. And I saw myself in the other doing this same thing over and over and over again. This desire to help fix another. And you're just feeling the energy that you're feeling, but it might be the energy I'm feeling. And I felt the pain that seeing others as needing to be fixed, changed, modified, awakened to what is inherently wrong with them. Yeah. I'm pretty uncomfortable right now, and I'm filming it. Ooh, I'm seeing it. I'm feeling it. I'm owning it. I'm recording it. I have a feeling I'm going to be watching this one over and over again. I saw it. I see it. I felt it. I feel it. I knew it. Was trained to do it. And felt all the shame, blame. Ooh, I'm going to do this slower. I see it and saw it. I feel it and felt it. I know it and knew it. I was trained to do this. Judge people and myself. And I feel and felt all the shame. Notice what that word just causes in you, if it causes anything. I'm noticing what it's causing in me. Shame. Blame. Anger. Irritation. Frustration of not being able to meet society's version of who is socially acceptable. I feel it right now. Do you? I'm going to describe my version of the pain I am releasing of not being socially acceptable enough. And you may be feeling something very different in different places, or you may be feeling something very similar, because this is a collective pain. And there is first a high level of pain in the front of my arms near the shoulders. I'm going off the script, and currently now I feel a pain right in my lower back. And I can feel that contraction in between my fifth lumbar and my sacrum, the lowest part of my spine, where my spine sits on top of the sacrum. I feel that contraction, and I'm going to release it right now. That's the area that I relate to anger, irritation, rage. And I just released it. And so if you're listening to this, reading this, listening to this, and reading this, which you could do, I think, maybe you'd have to print it up. But I wrote it as a post, and now I'm doing it as a video. And I'm releasing these energies while I do it. So it is a healing experience for me, and can be a healing experience for you, because you can let go of this energy with me as you attune to me. And if it's too much, then just turn the video off. Turn it on later. There is first a high level of pain in the front of my arms near the shoulders. And I'm going to let that go as I do this. And next, I'm aware of such deep sadness arising from the center of my chest. I'm going to close my eyes for a moment. And then I wrote, I am pausing to feel this. And now I'm feeling a contraction on the left side of the back of my head. And I am contracting there. It's not something I have, it's something I am doing. And so now it's going to be something that I am undoing, that contraction. And it took me 56 years to learn to do this. So if you don't get it on the first try, then you just didn't get it on the first try. But watch the video over and over again, and eventually you'll feel these things releasing, or you might be feeling them release right now, because this is how I've spent my life learning how to do this. My eyes begin tearing up. And the feeling, and get this, really feel this coming, because this is coming. So get this. I'll never be enough. And just go to the amount of pain you can feel about that. And stay at the surface if you want to, or go with me down to the core of it. I will never be enough. Arises with the knowing that this is true in this model. And I'm letting go of that right now in this moment with you. I'll never be enough for the standards set outside of me. I feel a pulsing in my chest. And an ancestral, but I'm going to add an individual and ancestral and possibly collective grief of failure, of not ever being enough. And we're going to go into this right now. And knowing, feeling, sensing that in this way, society's way, I will never be enough. And this is off the script. And I'm seeing from Men in Black, where a spaceship crashed and the farmer went out to see what just happened in his field, and then his body was taken over. I hope this isn't, what do they call, spoiler. I hope this isn't a spoiler alert, but this creature takes over the farmer's body and goes back to the farmhouse and sits down with the farmer's wife and asks for sugar. And then says more sugar. He's just pouring sugar into this water. He's just filling himself with sugar. And that's what that feeling felt like, because he doesn't quite have control of the body. He's just entered. And I feel like the same thing is happening with me. So that was just a little sidebar to deal with that much energy working with. As I sit with this, I'm awakening to a part of me, not the traumatized parts of me, but a deeper part of me that says, and that is okay. So I'm going to go read the sentence above. An individual, ancestral, possibly collective grief of failure, of never having been enough. And knowing, feeling, sensing that in this way, society's way, I will never be enough. And I'm just accepting that. I will never be enough in society's way. And as I sit with this, I'm awakening to a part of me, not the traumatized parts of me, but a deeper part of me that says, and that is okay. So I'm going to read it one more time. I will never be enough, and that is okay. And I am aware of holding judgment. I'm aware of the thought that arises out of a story about God and his first two creations. And the creations were, and I'm using different words, but basically it goes back to the story that I was told, that his first two creations were the guy and the woman created from his extra rib. So she was kind of recycled. And if this male God could create a guy out of nothing, but to create a woman, he had to take a rib from the guy. It's just a story that I remember. It may be inaccurate. And then they, the guy and the woman, listen to the serpent. And the serpent can represent, in some metaphors, transformation or nerve system awakening. And they ate of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. They say an apple, and now we're all eating from the apple and being told what to do by the apple. This is paraphrasing. This is going off the text, but it just came to me. Eating from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And they had to leave paradise because his creation now saw themselves as flawed. In the beginning. So this is in the beginning. The fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Like, just feel all that energy around that story, around that creation story that makes it so that you just can't win because there's this external God judging you. And then that role's taken over by religions. And they judge you, and they teach you to judge yourself and judge everyone else based on their story. So there are so many things that I can judge about this whole story. Yet I can see, my hands are just doing this, so if they're helping you in some ways, that's because something larger is helping me in some way. I can see, feel, sense that at the bottom of it is the perception that this Creator God made these two beings out of the earth. Possibly for the Creator to have something to judge. And I realize that all of these stories taught us truth may be at the bottom of the well of self-judgment. I realize that all of these stories taught us truth may be at the bottom of the well of self-judgment. And now, I'm feeling that no. At the bottom of the well is the stream. And the flow of the life that fills the well with ever-freshening water. And I am that water in the stream, in the well, in the body. I am a creator. Drip, 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 flow. From me to you and back to me, the energy flows. And we are learning to let go of judgment of ourselves and others as we come back into a larger process going on that we could call the universal creation story that's going on now. Hey, women, bless you for putting up with this story of creation out of some guy's rib. I apologize for that creation story, and I plan to just shift it in myself because I honor you creating yourself in your own image and likeness and not the image and likeness of some male god. Blessings on your day. And that's the story, and I'm sticking with it, and I'm going to watch this over and over and over again because each time it just tunes me deeper and deeper into that flow of the river that's filling the well, that's filling my body, that's filling my consciousness with awareness that I'm all part of all of this. And possibly you are too. Be well. Namaste and now must go.